There we go. Okay. So tonight we get to hear from Cathy Loudermilk. We're going to be hearing about dental health for dogs. Use your phone if you want to scan this handout. You can get it as a PDF. I'll keep putting the link in the chat here as well to grab it from there. And just kind of for housekeeping, next month, I'm going to be doing our presentation. It's going to be about where your pet is itching is giving you clues about what's going on with them. So that's next month's. And if you wanted to register for that one, you can go ahead and scan the QR code to get registered for this one. And we'll be putting that out there as well later on in February. And let me tell you a little bit here about Cathy. Next. I must have skipped over the wrong way. Having trouble finding your screenshot. I'll just go back to maybe down here. I can click it. I know what I did. Cathy and her husband Michael live in Mesa, Arizona. They have a love for animals and have been dog breeders for 30 years. The past 19 years, they've been breeding a rare companion breed called the Coton de Tulear. Cathy has spent 40 years as an educator in the public school system. She has a master's degree in elementary education and a doctorate in education leadership. The final 25 years of her career were spent in the inner city of Phoenix as an elementary teacher, trainer, and administrator. But since retiring in 2018, Cathy's been studying canine health and nutrition. She and Michael do events throughout the Phoenix Metropolitan area, educating pet parents on proactive natural approaches to their pet's health. Her passion for learning and educating is now focused on making sure that every one of her puppy buyers is empowered with the information they need to make wise choices in caring for their new puppy. So you can see why we're so excited, why we're so lucky to have Cathy here with us tonight. And Cathy, I'll turn it over to you to do.
All right, thank you. All righty.
And let me know if I can do anything in the meantime.
I think I'm good. I'll just get my little PowerPoint started here. All right, so here we go. So dental health for dogs. So just a little trivia question. Anybody out there know how many teeth a puppy has versus a full-grown dog? Did you know that it was different? Well, it is. So puppies actually have only 28 deciduous teeth. I'd never heard that term used for anything but trees until I started studying to put this PowerPoint together, this training together. They're called milk teeth. I had heard that before. Had you heard that? Milk, they're called milk teeth. And they start to come in some breeds as early as 2 weeks. I know with my Cotons, it's usually around 5 weeks that I start noticing that they're getting their teeth, and they lose them really quickly. Like usually by 4 months, those deciduous milk teeth are starting to come out, and they're starting to get their adult teeth. And have you ever noticed puppy teeth are so sharp? Like they really are. It's almost like getting pricked with a needle when you get bit by a puppy, when they start playing around with you. It's like, ouch, leave me alone. And it's because their little jaws, they aren't as strong as the adult dog's jaws. And so they actually need the sharpness of those teeth to help them chew and to gnaw on things. Puppies love to gnaw on things because, let's face it, they're teething from practically the minute they're born until they're several months old, sometimes even as much as a year old. So because they're constantly losing teeth and getting them. But just for fun, full-grown dogs have 12 incisors, so 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom, 4 canines, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 16 premolars, and then 4 molar, or a total of 10 molars, 4 on the top and 6 on the bottom. So they have more on the bottom. Isn't that interesting? So that's just a little trivia about dogs' teeth. But we want to talk about tonight is the importance of proper dental health for your dog, because it is a very crucial aspect of overall health and wellness for our dogs. Despite the high prevalence and risk, so often it is neglected. We are bad about brushing our dog's teeth and taking care of our dog's teeth. We just don't put the same amount of, importance on it that we do maybe with their nutrition. And it really does need to be there. The studies suggest that less than 1/3 of dog owners regularly brush their dog's teeth or even provide dental care as recommended by veterinarians. So the importance of maintaining good dental hygiene for dogs cannot be overstressed. And we're going to go over why that's true. It directly impacts not only their quality of life, but their general health and their longevity. And we'll talk about why that is. So we're going to do an overview highlighting the key reasons why dental health is so important for our dogs. First of all, it's prevention of oral disease. Things like gingivitis. We've heard that term, and I mean, we hear it for ourselves. We can get gingivitis, right? But gingivitis is an inflammation of the gums that's caused by bacteria that accumulates in your dog's mouth. And it is because of plaque. It goes into plaque, and then you get tartar buildup. So there is a difference. And then gingivitis in dogs is caused primarily, get this, by a poor diet or a lack of oral care. And sometimes, some dogs have a tendency to have more crowded teeth. That's a problem because then food can get stuck in between those teeth more easily. You'll notice this more with smaller breed dogs than larger breed dogs. Like large breed dog owners don't need to do the same level of dental care that those of us that have small breeds. It just really is an issue for them because the food particles and the germs, they build up. And then if it's not properly taken care of, now you've got inflammation, you've got irritation, those germs begin to multiply, they adhere to the teeth, they form plaque, which calcifies and becomes tartar. So the more this occurs, the more the gums are pushed away from the teeth, and that is what they call pockets. So if you ever go to the vet and you have dentals done on your dog and they say, oh, your dog had pockets, so we had to extract the tooth. Like if I go in and the dentist says to me, you have pockets, they're going to want me to try to fix that. Like for me, I know I just bought a good electric toothbrush, and the next time I went into the dentist, my pockets were gone. So I don't know, maybe we should get electric toothbrushes for our dogs. Maybe it would help, and I sure know it helped me. So, but with adequate cleaning, we can avoid these things, but without adequate cleaning, then that gingivitis turns into periodontal disease and tooth loss. So treating gingivitis in our dogs, begins with professional teeth cleaning, because they're the ones that are able to get in there and really, if you've allowed the tartar to get on there, like, look at this dog in the picture, disgusting. Like that dog has been seriously neglected, So when you go in and you have your dog's teeth professionally cleaned, they come out shiny and white and polished looking. And that gives us a chance to start again with the toothbrush and some of the things we're going to talk about tonight. Sometimes in severe situations with periodontal disease, they actually have to remove part of the gum tissue because it's so diseased. So that's when it's really serious. And periodontal disease is the most common dental condition in dogs. It affects about 80% of dogs by the time they're age 3. That's pretty sad, isn't it? So again, it starts with that plaque buildup on the teeth, progresses into gingivitis, and then leads into periodontitis. So it is a very serious infection. Periodontal disease can go down into the jawbone and the tissues that hold the teeth in place. So it can leave your dog in a really serious situation. And then of course, there's always just decay, tooth decay. Dogs can get cavities too, and loss. So without that proper dental care, dogs can suffer from that loss, and it's painful for them, and it makes eating difficult. So if you ever notice that your dog is not eating the way they normally do, you might want to take a look at their teeth and see if maybe there's something going on with the teeth. So looking for things like receding gums and pockets in their teeth, that will give you a clue as to what's going on. Gingivitis is reversible. Periodontal disease is usually not. It usually leads to tooth loss. So, and there is really breed specificity with this. We noticed that small breeds, like I mentioned earlier, and the brachycephalic breeds, those puggier looking dogs, bulldogs, pugs, are at a higher risk for dental disease due to the crowding of their teeth. So it just makes plaque easier and harder to accumulate. So those dogs in particular need extra care. And so we also know it has an overall health impact. Like, look at this poor baby in the picture. He's got a toothache. So, but it can cause the bacteria in the mouth is actually the gateway to the bloodstream. And so when you don't take good care of your dog's teeth, it can literally lead to heart disease, liver and kidney issues. So maintaining their dental health is so important to their overall health. And then, of course, there's always the risk of chronic pain and discomfort because if you've ever had a toothache, it's no fun, and it's no fun for our little doggies either, you know? And so it's important to their overall nutrition as well, because if they can't chew their food, if they don't feel like eating, then they're not going to get proper nutrition, right? So that's what dental problems lead to, is difficulties in eating. And I can remember one of our dogs a few years ago got a really bad abscess tooth. And I'm really not sure why, because we were getting him regular dentals and stuff, but this dog got an abscess tooth and the poor baby stopped eating entirely. And at one point, I had him into the vet and they're like, well, it'll be about a week before we could do dentals on him. I'm like, he'll be dead. Like, you don't understand. He already hasn't eaten for a week. And you can't ask this dog to not eat for another week. And so they worked him into the schedule the next day. And it was so funny because like he was barely out of the anesthesia and he wanted to eat. His appetite returned just like that. So it really makes an impact on them. And also I can remember there was a gal on one of our meetings one time. She had a dog that had some really severe allergies, and it's the same thing if your dog, if they hurt, whether it be from allergies or from dental. She said the dog was getting violent, vicious, like it bit their child. And so, if a dog is in pain, they're not going to want to play, they're not going to want to be social, they're just going to be kind of miserable little creatures. And we don't want that for our babies. So what are our choices? We've got preventative care or we've got treatment. And the thing is that dental problems can start very early in a dog's life. By the time dogs reach 2 years of age, many already are showing signs of periodontal disease. So regular dental care, including brushing and professional cleanings, can prevent dental diseases that require costly treatments or surgeries. So early intervention is key to maintaining or minimizing the health issues and the associated costs. I can tell you from experience that treatment can be very expensive. We just had to get a new vet. We used to have a home care vet that would come to our home and do dentals for us for like $75, we were so spoiled. And so now we're having to go to the regular vet, and a dog whose teeth were well maintained cost me $258. A dog that was older and was starting to get periodontal disease, it was over $1,000 for that teeth cleaning. So it's like, okay, what would you rather do? Clean your dog's teeth once in a while or pay $1,000 for the vet to do it? And plus your dog's losing teeth because of it. So let's face it, preventative care is way cheaper and better for our dogs. So, and it can also affect their life expectancy. Like I said earlier, it can cause disease if we don't take care of our dog's teeth. Um, and also it can affect the quality of their life. Like, look at this senior dog in this picture. He's out taking a walk with his owner. He's living his good life because, he's been well taken care of and he's healthy. So, in conclusion, the importance of dental health in dogs extends far beyond just having fresh breath or clean teeth. It is intrinsically linked to their overall health, affecting everything from their comfort and behavior to their risk of serious systemic health issues. So, the statistics out there highlight the critical need for awareness and proactive management of dental health in dogs. So again, regular veterinary checkups, proper home care, early intervention are key strategies to preventing dental disease and ensuring the overall health and well-being of your pet. So let's look at some common signs of dental issues, like things you might see in your dog and you might not realize, oh, that's related to dental issues? I had no idea. Bad breath. We all know about that one, right? Like, oh, they come up to give you a kiss and you're like, get away. And then you look at their teeth and what do you see? You see tartar. It stinks. It really stinks. So persistent bad breath is one of the first notable signs of dental disease in dogs. Difficulty eating. I kind of mentioned that earlier, if they have a reluctance to eat, or maybe you see them chewing on just one side of their mouth, or maybe they drop food out of their mouth, or they lose interest altogether. That's when it's really bad. They start pawing at their mouth or their face, or like this little guy in the picture rubbing their face against the floor or other objects can be a sign of dental issues. So if you open your dog's mouth up and you take a look, you might see red, swollen, or even bleeding gums. That's the inflammation of gingivitis. That's the first signs that lead then on to periodontal disease. You might see yellow or brown tartar buildup on the teeth. So that's that visible accumulation of tartar that's often near the gum line, and it's a clear indication of dental issues. And then you might see loose or missing teeth. That's kind of painful. A loose tooth can be painful for a dog when they're trying to eat or play. So advanced dental disease can lead to tooth loosening or loss. So if your dog has a loose tooth, when you take him in for a dental cleaning, that they are going to take that tooth out. I can tell you right now. Even with pockets, a lot of times they'll say, that tooth's got to go. So excessive drooling can be a sign of dental issues. Change in chewing habits. Might notice your dog, like I said earlier, chewing on one side of the mouth or showing difficulty picking up food. Nasal discharge and sneezing. Who would have thought that that could be dental disease? But in severe cases, infection can spread to the nasal passages, causing discharge or sneezing. So poor babies need to go to the vet right away for that. So taking a proactive approach, we love that word in pottery, don't we? We love to be proactive. That's what we're all about in pottery. So taking a proactive approach to dental health is always the best routine. And so some of the suggestions out there are raw bones, and you can get those at the grocer, at some of the boutique dog stores, pet stores. You'll see they'll have a freezer section with raw bones in it. But a lot of times I can go up to the butcher and say, hey, can you cut me some marrow bones? Because sometimes I don't want them as big as in that picture. I have little dogs, so I want them to be about that thick. And oh my goodness, they love them, and it gives them something to chew on to try to help break up that tartar or prevent it from coming on. Believe it or not, probiotics can be a preventative measure. Does anyone know why? Anybody have any ideas why? It's a little ingredient called amylase. Amylase helps to break down plaque in dogs' teeth because dogs are not able to do that on their own. And then how about DIY toothpaste recipes? I'm going to give you a couple of those today. Isn't that fun? Make our own toothpaste, So the suggestion is we brush our dog's teeth at least 2 to 3 times a week. Do you think we can do that? It'll go a long way in keeping your dog's mouth healthy. And you can certainly go out and purchase toothpaste. There are lots of toothpaste specifically designed for dogs. Just be very careful about people toothpaste because a lot of toothpaste now contains xylitol, and xylitol is very toxic to dogs. So you don't want to use a human toothpaste that contains xylitol. So just be really careful. And I think probably dogs prefer the taste of the toothpaste that's formulated just for them. But a homemade toothpaste, kind of fun, and gives you some ways to change things up a little bit. So we'll see here on the next slide what I found for us. It's usually coconut oil. Coconut oil is very antibacterial. It's baking soda, which helps to take the plaque off. And then things like parsley and turmeric. You know why turmeric? because turmeric is very anti-inflammatory. So turmeric is great. It's usually considered an optional ingredient, but and things like parsley and mint just make your dog's breath fresh smelling, which we're always looking for. So we'll take a look at, and then herbal dental rinses. That was something kind of new to me. I guess we've been using something we add to their water. And just recently, my daughter and I both tried something on the market that you sprinkle over their food that's supposed to help with plaque buildup, prevent plaque buildup. So there's different products out there you can try to see what works for you. I had never thought about a dental rinse I guess spraying it on. I just never called it that before. We've tried spraying stuff on, and some of them have worked really well, where you just, pull the dog's gums up, spray the stuff on before they go to bed at night. And we had one little Chihuahua that between her 6-month cleanings, she had no tartar buildup, which was very encouraging. So here we go. Here is a DIY toothpaste recipe. So the first one, it calls for some baking soda, some organic virgin coconut oil, which you melt, and then you add in that baking soda until it kind of makes a paste, right? And then you can add a pinch of parsley flakes, and you would want to chop those up really good, or maybe put them in your little ninja, make it really tiny. And pinch of, something got left out here, or a pinch of turmeric. And then beef or chicken broth. I love Patri's beef broth and chicken bone broth. So you could always sprinkle a little of that in there to add flavor, and then use that, just a piece-size amount on a doggy toothbrush for brushing their teeth. And then this is one we got from Dr. Andrew Jones. He had put this on a TikTok a while back. And again, it's the coconut oil and the baking soda, but he adds colloidal silver to it instead of the turmeric into anti-inflammatory, and to add to the antimicrobial aspect of it, he uses colloidal silver. So there's another option. And these recipes are in the handout that Christy prepared for us. So you can have these. And then here's a fun little recipe for some homemade dental treats if you want to make your own. I'm kind of not into cooking for my dogs, but a lot of people love to do that. So I'll just use our dental treats. But if you want to do this, rice flour or coconut flour, some fresh mint, fresh parsley, some water or broth, an egg, and some coconut oil. And then you just roll that out. Look at those cute little shapes. They made them into little bone shapes. We have cutouts like that at Pottery, and bake them at 325 until they're golden and crispy. I bet our dogs would love them, huh? So, and then this is the herbal mouth rinse. So once again, we see the coconut oil and water, some peppermint essential oil, 2 to 3 drops, because peppermint oil is pretty potent and it's kind of a hot oil. So too much of it and your dog won't want it. And then a pinch of turmeric, which is optional, and mix them together. And you can put it on like a little cotton pad, or you can spray it in their mouth. And so there's a little idea for an herbal mouth rinse for you. And then, of course, we have our product recommendations. At Pottery, we have our amazing dental sticks. And Robin sent me pictures of how well her dog is doing it, and I never did get them in my PowerPoint. So, but she had taken her dog to get her teeth cleaned. Now, she's a little Chiweenie, so she gets the tartar buildup pretty quickly. Took her in September to get her teeth cleaned, and since then has been brushing her teeth once a week and giving her dental sticks twice a day. And her teeth look beautiful. She just took a picture the other day, and her teeth are clean looking and white. And so it's working really well for her little Chiweenie. And then I had mentioned earlier probiotics. So Patri's GastroPro Plus is an amazing option for that, because it not only has probiotics, it has prebiotics, Robin's showing you her pictures, prebiotics, digestive enzymes, and then herbs like cinnamon, licorice, and ginger to calm the tummy if your dog ever gets a tummy ache. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you open that capsule up and sprinkle it on their food, not pill them, because that amylase won't get in their mouth if you pill them, right? So you sprinkle that on there. Now they've got the benefit of the amylase in their mouth doing the job that we want it to do. And then one of the things I found, and if you don't want to make your own herbal rinse, Dr. Judy, and she's known for being very holistic, has a dental health formula, which is basically an herbal, rinse. So she's got that. So just a word of caution that anytime we're introducing, new products, we want to introduce them gradually and monitor our pet very carefully for adverse reactions. And again, regular veterinary dental checks remain crucial for monitoring and maintaining your dog's oral health. And that's it. So I will stop the share.
Thank you, Cathy. I'm going to stop the recording as well.